All right, well, hello everyone. We can go ahead and get started now. Welcome to our Costa Rica 101 webinar. We are so pleased to have you all joining us, and we're excited to take you on a little educational tour of our beloved Costa Rica. Now, before we get started, some quick housekeeping items. So during the presentation, feel free to drop any questions into the question box, and we will answer them during our questions and answers segment at the end of this presentation. In addition, this webinar will be recorded. I know a lot of you are wondering that. So the webinar will be recorded and provided to you all in our follow-up. Now, firstly, I wanted to start things off with the video so you can all see the beauty of the destination and to get you all into the Pura Vida mindset.
We have gone without. Now, it's time to get back to what matters. To explore untamed nature. To feel whole again. To try something new. To revisit the thrill of adventure. And remember everything that really makes you feel truly alive. There is only one place to experience life's essentials. Costa Rica.
All right, and now to the agenda, just to give you a glimpse of what you'll be learning about today. So first, a quick introduction to our team, including a little information about the tourism board, then an overview of the destination, how to get to Costa Rica and how to get around, and of course, current entry requirements to Costa Rica and helpful information. Then we'll go into the regions of Costa Rica. A lot of you know our most popular hotspots and the wonderful experiences that the destination offers, including nature and wildlife, gastronomy, adventure, wellness, and more. And finally, we'll play our awesome trivia game and end with a Q&A session. All right, quickly, I just wanted to introduce you to our team and provide a little information about the tourism board. So we have our Director of Sales and Marketing representing the Costa Rica Tourism Board, that's Trisha Caraval, who's based in Los Angeles. If any of you have attended our events in the past, you may have seen Trisha around. My name is Sarah. I'm the U.S. Sales and Marketing Manager representing the Costa Rica Tourism Board. And I'm happy to be your point of contact for the Tourism Board. And I'll have my contact information for you at the end of the presentation. A little about the Tourism Board. So ICT is the official regulatory body of the Costa Rica tourism industry, responsible for the marketing, promotion, and public relations of the destination. So our North American team handles travel trade relations, participates in trade shows, conducts agent education and training, as well as familiarization trips. So if you would like more information on what we do, or if you have any questions, feel free to contact our team. And again, we'll have that information for you at the end of this presentation. So now our destination overview. First and foremost, Costa Rica is filled with friendly and diverse people, and these locals are fondly known as Chicos. Costa Rica's population is a little over 5 million citizens, and the country's mother tongue is Spanish, but English is widely spoken. So Costa Rica has had no military since 1948, And because of this, funds are instead being used for health, education, and other country projects. Costa Rica's educational system is considered to be the best in all of Central America. And when it comes to agriculture, because I know a lot of you have heard about Costa Rican coffee or Costa Rican cocoa, so Costa Rica is well diversified. They, of course, produce coffee, bananas, cocoa beans, cattle for beef and dairy, and more. So the national currency is known as the colon, but the US dollar is widely accepted. And the country has a tropical climate. It is a year-round destination with no actual on or off seasons. Now, very important, Costa Rica is sustainably focused and is ranked as one of the top eco-friendly destinations in the world, building many institutions and learning experiences geared towards sustainability. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't mention Costa Rica's CST program. So the certification for sustainable tourism was created to provide guidelines for hotel properties, restaurants, and service providers to build their business models based on the best sustainable tourism practices. So the CST was created to make ecotourism and sustainability possible, practical, and necessary for these businesses. One moment, I just want to make sure I have good connection here. Okay, cool. I think we're on a roll here. All right, now some more important things to know. So yes, about the visas. No visa is needed for North Americans for up to 90 days. So you are good to go with a valid passport and a return ticket. Now, with the COVID-19 situation, we have some entry requirements, which I'll go more into detail in the upcoming slides. All right, how to get here and how to get around. So Costa Rica has two international airports. It is the San Jose International Airport and the Liberia International Airport. And you can see where they are located on the screen. There is also quite a few domestic airports, including Tortuguero, Limon, Tamarindo, Quepos, Drake Bay, and Puerto Jimenez. Now, travelers can rent out personal vehicles or can use private drivers to get around the cities and regions as well. So most areas are accessible by vehicles. Currently, commercial businesses can remain open 7 days a week from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. National parks may operate at 100% capacity. Bars and casinos can operate at 50% capacity. Beaches are open from 5 a.m. to 6 p.m. and all essential services are open. So public transportation and hospitals are all operating at normal capacity. So there are no restrictions for intercity or interstate travel. There are nighttime vehicle restrictions from 11 p.m. until 5 a.m. But taxis and tourists with proof of hotel reservations and emergency vehicles are still allowed to circulate. So public transportation is still operating as well. Okay, now entry requirements. So Costa Rica has made it easy and possible for travelers to enter into the destination. Travelers will just need to purchase health insurance, fulfilling specific requirements. And the second step is to complete the digital health pass form. So all of the detailed information regarding the travel insurance requirement can be found on the Visit Costa Rica website. But mainly, if using an international insurance, the traveler must have a certificate noting One, the guaranteed coverage for medical expenses in case of COVID-19 in Costa Rica for at least 50,000 USD. And two, minimal coverage of 2,000 USD for extended lodging expenses due to pandemic illness or trip interruption or cancellation. And of course, it will need to note the validity of the effective policy during the visit in Costa Rica. So travelers can also opt for travel insurance from Costa Rican companies. And again, all the details and information can be found on the Visit Costa Rica website. And now, due to the US requiring all travelers to show a proof of negative coronavirus test before boarding their flight back to the US, we created a resource guide to provide you with more information regarding testing locations, testing details, and frequently asked questions. So this guide can also be found on the Visit Costa Rica website. Okay, now for the fabulous regions of Costa Rica. So there are 7 regions, and they include the North Pacific and the Northern Plains, which is located, of course, at the top of our map there. Punta Arenas and the Gulf Islands, which is just south of the North Pacific. Then we have the Central Valley, the Caribbean in the east, the Central Pacific, and the South Pacific. Now a little bit about each region and their popular attractions. So first is the Northern Plains. Many of you have seen this volcano, if not in person, definitely in photos. This is the Arenal volcano. And the Arenal region is one of Costa Rica's most popular destinations. So travelers can hike around the base of the volcano and hear the stories of its formation, or experience Arenal Lake, where clients can go paddleboarding or engaging in other water sports due to fantastic winds. So I would at least allow 3 days here to really see the region. Another offering are the hot springs. So the area offers different springs that contain various minerals said to be able to promote overall well-being. The region also boasts national parks and wildlife refuges. You'll also find waterfalls and caverns here, and domestic flights are offered. Next up is the North Pacific, where you'll find sun, relaxation, hiking, volcanoes, rainforests, and jungles. So this area is close to the Liberia airport. Activities include diving, surfing, windsurfing, which are available in Guanacaste, Papagayo and Tamarindo, among others. And really great places to explore include the Tenorio National Park in Rio Celeste and Rincon de la Vieja National Park. And again, 2 to 3 days to explore this area. Also, if you're lucky, you could see sea turtles nesting, which was one of my favorite experiences. Punta Arenas and the Gulf Islands are perfect for bird watching, wellness, and yoga. This area includes Isla Tortuga and Monteverde, which is where you'll find the Monteverde cloud forest. Other activities include surfing in the Barrancas River mouth and crocodile watching at the Tarcoles River. The Gulf of Nicoya is home to several islands, each with their own appeal. Now the Central Valley. The Central Valley includes the capital city of San Jose and the surrounding areas. So in the capital, there are museums, art galleries, there's the National Theater, restaurants, which are really great for culinary experiences, there's shopping, and of course, nightlife. Now, depending on your client's likes, 1 to 2 days will allow you to explore this region. And the area can be seen pretty much as the doorway to adventure, as it has easy access to volcanoes, rainforests, rivers, and both oceans. So in the heart of San Jose, the National Theater remains one of the capital city's most popular tourist attractions, which is shown on your screen. And then there's also the Irasu Volcano National Park, which is home to the tallest volcano in Costa Rica. Now in the Caribbean, you'll find sloths, monkeys, caimans, jaguars, and more. So it's an amazing place for photography. A popular attraction are the Tortuguero canals and the national park, which is only accessible by boat and by air. So the national park in Tortuguero consists of a network of canals, jungle, and rainforest. So this area has unique local culture, gastronomy, and music. In the Caribbean, travelers will find amazing beaches and a mix of activities involving adventure and natural history. So Cavita and Puerto Vagas have both beautiful beaches that are perfect for observing different types of coral and fish. Other activities include horseback riding, hiking, cycling, and excursions to indigenous reserves. Now the Central Valley. The Central Valley has such great biodiversity due to the location and climate. So picture, lots of beach and sun. This is easily accessible from San Jose, about 2 hours from the city. A famous attraction is Tortuga Island. Many travelers do a one-day tour to the island. There's also Caraca and Manuel Antonio National Parks. So you can take a domestic flight in and out of the Central Pacific. Jaco is one of Costa Rica's best spots for surfing. And it also was the country's first accessible beach with ramps. So Costa Rica does much to ensure that everyone can enjoy all it has to offer. The country's South Pacific region is a wild and tropical destination with tons of wildlife and lush vegetation. So here, travelers can go whale watching and dolphin watching. They can observe the mangrove swamp. They can go sports fishing, surfing, diving, or snorkeling. There's beautiful botanical gardens and waterfalls. And in terms of beaches, Plantanares Beach, Zancudo, and Pavones are well known here. Top attractions include Corodovo National Park, which National Geographic magazine actually defined as the planet's biologically richest place. There's also Mario Ballena National Park. There's the Golfo Dulce Reserve and Isla del Caño Biological Reserve. So lots of experiences to see there. In Costa Rica, there's a plethora of nature and wildlife experiences, gastronomy, adventure, luxury, and wellness offerings for all of your clients. And we wanted to highlight just a few. So for nature and wildlife, Costa Rica has 44 biological corridors, which represents about 33% of the continental territory. So there are over 500,000 species of flora and fauna, and it represents about 6% of species from all over the world. So it's truly a bird lover's paradise with more than 900 different bird species found in the country. So you can also find howlers, squirrel and spider monkeys, jaguars, reptiles, amphibians, whales, and more. So on your screen is an example of an itinerary that focuses on nature and wildlife offerings. So our Visit Costa Rica website is a great resource for itineraries. And listed on our sites are anywhere from like 8 to 15-day itineraries. So be sure to check that out. And now my favorite, gastronomy. So Costa Rica has fresh, they have local, organic, and authentic cuisine. The national dish is gallo pinto, but each region has amazing culinary experiences that are shaped by the environment and people or groups in that area. So think, freshly caught seafood and local, seasonal produce with lots of vegan, vegetarian, and gluten-free options. So the cuisine is a must try in Costa Rica. And again, on our sites, we have a robust selection of restaurants to inspire a foodie-focused itinerary. So be sure to go on the Visit Costa Rica website. Okay, Costa Rica is not only known for its nature and wildlife, but the adventure that you can have within. So adventure activities include hiking, ziplining, surfing, swimming, waterfall rappelling, diving, ATVs, and much more. So on your screen is an example of an adventure itinerary that you can, of course, look through on our website. Now, after all that adventure comes the opportunity for clients to unwind with luxury and wellness offerings. So I would say, now more than ever, clients are interested in relaxing, rebooting, and reestablishing their sense of inner balance. So from earthing in forest baths to treatments with, locally sourced ingredients, Costa Rica is one of the most popular places for wellness travel. Clients can enjoy luxury accommodation options, high-end spas, and relaxing and rejuvenating hot springs. So as you can see, absolutely, Costa Rica is quite diverse and offers something for really everyone. All right, thank you all so much for staying with me. I know we had some bumps in terms of connection, but now for the fun part. So for closing our webinar, we wanted to tie in a fun trivia game to test your knowledge of Costa Rica. Those of you who are newer to the destination, not to worry, the questions are quite easy and exciting. Those who answer at least one question correctly will be entered to win a gift card to Local Keeps. So if you're wondering, Local Keeps is an online marketplace, and it curates the best handmade products in specific destinations. So for us, they have handmade products made by Costa Rican artisans. They have everything from artisan coffee to jewelry, to sauces, to books, to clothing. They have it all. So your opportunity to win is super high here. Now, how to play. So on the following slides, we'll be asking you a question about Costa Rica. On your end, a poll will pop up on your Zoom screen. And all you have to do is select your best answer. Again, if you answer even one of these easy questions correctly, you will be entered to win. We will reveal the answers at the end of the game. All right, now let's get started and start the polling. So our first question is, blank is a healthy lifestyle centered on friends, family, and nature. So again, blank is a healthy lifestyle centered on friends, family, and nature. Your options are A, La Pura Vida, B, sustainable tourism, C, blue flag, and D, the blue zone. So I'll give you all just a couple moments to think about it. So just allowing a few more seconds. Blank is a healthy lifestyle centered on friends, family, and nature. All right, and then we will move on to our next question. Okay, this one's a little bit more difficult. Costa Rica holds approximately blank percent of the Earth's known biodiversity. So this was mentioned briefly in the first few slides here. I know some of you joined us a little bit later, but your best guess, take a shot on it. Again, these questions will get a little bit easier as we go on, so don't worry about it. Okay, and then on to the next question. So Costa Rica is a South American country situated between the Pacific Ocean and the Caribbean Sea. This is a true or false question. So Costa Rica is a South American country situated between the Pacific Ocean and the Caribbean Sea. Again, take your best guess. We just want you to participate. Okay, next question. This one's a little bit easier. What are some of the wellness activities your clients can find in Costa Rica? Your options are A, earthing, B, forest bathing, C, detoxification, D, yoga, E, hot springs, or F, all of the above. So the question is, what are some of the wellness activities your clients can find in Costa Rica? And again, make sure you're answering it on the poll. I know we have the options for Q&A and also direct message, but the poll is much, much easier. We'll be able to record your answers there. Okay, so just to repeat, what are some of the wellness activities your clients can find in Costa Rica? I'll give you a few more seconds before moving on to the last question. Oh, actually, you know what? I think that is the last question. So save the easiest for last. And now we will go to the answers. So I'm going to end this poll. Thank you all for participating. All right, so for the answers, blank is a healthy lifestyle centered on family, friends, and nature. The answer is A, La Pura Vida. So La Pura Vida is a healthy lifestyle centered on friends, family, and nature. Okay, now for the next answer. Costa Rica holds approximately blank percent of the Earth's known biodiversity. The answer is 5%. So Costa Rica holds approximately 5% of the Earth's known biodiversity. that one was a little difficult, but it's okay. We made it up for the easy question. That was the last. And then next, Costa Rica is a Southern American country situated between the Pacific Ocean and the Caribbean Ocean. This is kind of a trick question because you did have to pay closely attention to the statement. It is B, false. Costa Rica is a Central American country situated between the Pacific Ocean and the Caribbean Sea. I know we don't have a lot of geography experts and stuff, and like I said, it was a trick question. So Costa Rica, Central American country. Okay, and then that last question was, what are some of the wellness activities your clients can find in Costa Rica? This was an easy one. Of course, it was F, all of the above. Your clients can find earthing, forest bathing, detoxification, yoga, of course, hot springs, all of the above in Costa Rica. Okay, and lastly, I know that we definitely tried to provide you all with lots of great information in a small amount of time. But don't worry, all of the minor details, the names of places, insights, etc., can actually be found in our new Costa Rica Specialist Program. If you haven't already, make sure to enroll in the program. We actually have two programs, one that is US focused and one that is Canadian focused. And with the program, exclusive incentives such as fan trip opportunities, information and invitations to special events, sales collateral, and also online resources will be available to you as a specialist. So definitely expand your knowledge and enroll. Okay, and that is all for Costa Rica 101. Remember, the website has sample itineraries, more regional information, maps, accommodation lists, activity lists, and much more. Feel free to contact us at any time. We are here to assist you in any way possible. Thank you all so much for listening. And now we'd like to take this time to answer any questions that you may have. And I think my colleague Trisha is on with us.
Hi there.
Hey Trisha, if we maybe just want to get started with some of the Q&A questions. I know we have quite a few. We do have a few direct messages. So we are going to try to answer as many as we can without, taking too much of your time. So Trisha, if you want to start us off.
Sure, yeah. And a few of the direct message questions were about the poll. I think a couple people had trouble clicking submit, but if you message us, we saw you. So we'll record that too. But I think the first big question, which is a good one to answer, Sarah, is can you just go over those requirements to enter Costa Rica right now during COVID?
Yes, absolutely. So let me go back to that slide. It's always easier when you have it in front of you on the screen. Here we are. Yeah, I know some of you joined us a little bit later, so no worries on that end. But the entry requirements in terms of requirements to enter Costa Rica, most of the detailed information, actually all of it, can be found on the Visit Costa Rica website. But the main ones are, one, you do have to purchase health insurance. And this includes guaranteed coverage for medical expenses in case of COVID-19 in Costa Rica. And that is for at least $50,000 USD. And also, it has to have a minimum coverage of 2,000 USD for extended lodging expenses due to pandemic illness or trip interruption or cancellation. And then from there, you would complete the digital health form, and that is called the Health Pass. And that is available to you and your clients to complete 72 hours before departing to Costa Rica. So yes, lots of information and monetary numbers, but you can find this information on the Visit Costa Rica website. And I hope that answers your question.
Yes. Let's see. Another question. We had a few of those questions about the insurance and requirements for entry. Someone was asking about the native dish you were speaking of, gallo pinto, I believe. Just getting the name of that, but I think it was gallo pinto that you were referring to.
Yep, that is the national dish, gallo pinto, and it's absolutely delicious. You can have it for breakfast, you can have it for lunch, and also dinner. So it's really great.
And let's see, beautiful beaches. Linda was asking about beaches in Manuel Antonio, Tortuguero. I think if you don't mind, if I jump in and say I think the difference you're asking for which one's prettier, but they're very different. Manuel Antonio is part of a national park. And Tortuguero is on the Caribbean side. Then there's Guanacaste, which has Guanacaste has more typical beaches that you would think of like beautiful sprawling beaches where you can relax and take a walk down the beach. Manuel Antonio, like I said, part of the national park where you can go and see lots of wildlife. And Tortuguero is on the Caribbean side, so a completely different feel and on a set of canals, but also beaches as well. So completely different. And the specialist program has specifics on each of these areas as well.
And just noting too, for Tortuguero, you do have to either fly there or you'd have to take a boat there. So it's not connected with the actual mainland, but it's absolutely wonderful. One of my favorite experiences there was, that's actually the location where I was able to view like the turtle hatching and everything like that. So if you're ever there, or if you want to recommend any activities for your clients, that's definitely one. It's like a nocturnal like turtle watch session on the beach, and it's absolutely breathtaking. It's amazing. Okay.
Sorting through just a couple more questions. Do we have time for a couple more?
Yes, we have a few minutes left.
Okay, let's see. Access to the recording. Yes, we can send out the recording to everyone for those who may have missed it or had to jump off.
Yep. And again, I know we went over lots of detailed information. You can absolutely play the recording back, or you can also register for our specialist program, and that will have all the information that you need and more in the program. So be sure to sign up for that.
Great. And then, Linda's asking, you said no on or off seasons, but just asking about rainy season as well.
Yes. So we usually call it the green season because, of course, our rain in Costa Rica isn't the actual, harder rain in like the US. It's more of a tropical rain. But the more drier season is usually from like the end of October to January. I know a lot of clients in the US go to Costa Rica during like the Christmas time and during that season. And then the green season would be kind of like our spring to summertime, if that answers your question. The good part about Costa Rica is that whether you're on the northern or the southern side, you'll always be able to get some sun. So it's almost like it rotates in terms of season. So that's why we say Costa Rica is really a year-round destination.
Great, thank you. Someone is asking about the testing centers for the COVID testing to get back into the US, and if those are readily available and if all the regions have those.
Yes, so actually,
and how much they cost, sorry.
Right. Lots of accommodations and hotels have actually implemented testing to make it easier for visitors to get tested before they depart back to the US. So be sure to check on that. In terms of like centers and labs throughout the destination, we do have a list located on the Visit Costa Rica website. And that includes, frequently asked questions about that, the location of the test centers and everything. And then in terms of cost, it will depend on if you're interested in a rapid test or in like the original like PCR testing. I believe it could be around 50 to 100 USD roughly. So yes, we do have the contact information for the labs located on that list on the Visit Costa Rica website. And you would, of course, be able to contact them and confirm the specific amount. And I'm so sorry. I know we probably won't get to all of your questions during this time, but we are absolutely happy to address them in our follow-up email. So if you do have any further questions, feel free to drop that in. We'll be able to get to those in our follow-up. And again, thank you all so much for your time and for your continued support. Don't hesitate to reach out to us with any and all questions or any clarifications. So thank you again and enjoy the rest of your week. Happy Thursday.